Hold on, this might sound wild. 2 weeks back, I found myself waking up in a hospital room. The staff said I'd been in a car wreck, though the crash itself is a blank. Just a sudden burst of light sticks in my mind. Since getting out, everything's felt distorted. Not just a little strange, but profoundly off. As if reality's wearing a disguise and I'm the only one noticing the cracks. At first it was minor stuff, easy to shrug off. But today, something undeniable happened. Something I can't rationalize. Now I'm certain. This isn't just my imagination. It's real, and I'm terrified. Initially, things didn't seem too bizarre. Never having stayed overnight in a hospital, waking up under those harsh fluorescent lights was jarring enough. I let it slide. My parents hovered more than usual, but considering their son nearly died, they handled it with surprising calm. That changed when we reached the car. That's when their worry gave way to a hint of irritation. They chided me for trashing my beat-up 2003 Saturn, labeling me careless. The tone fit, concerned, even sympathetic, but something felt wrong. My mom's expression kept flickering, like she couldn't decide on an emotion. My dad, though, was statue still. He sat stiffly, eyes fixed forward, as if turning his head was impossible. Yet I felt his attention on me. His gaze flicked to the rearview mirror, heavy and icy, catching mine for a fleeting moment before snapping back to the road. I knew he wasn't really looking away. After the 6th time, I held his stare in the mirror, turning it into a quiet, one-sided challenge. He never glanced at it again for the rest of the short trip. It unnerved me. None of this raised red flags yet. What came next wasn't outrageous either. But once we were home, the air shifted. After the hospital's glare and the bright road, the house's muted light hit me hard. It wasn't pitch black. Mom always kept the shades up for sunlight, but they hung half-closed, as if someone stopped midway. My family didn't stick around. After a few polite exchanges, Mom retreated to the master bedroom, Dad returned to work, and I was alone on the living room couch. I took some Tylenol, hit my vape in the bathroom, and settled down. The day was mostly quiet, broken only by Mom's bedroom door opening and shutting now and then. I killed time on my phone, oblivious to the changing light until a ray hit my face. I shifted to the armrest, gaining another 20 minutes. Then another beam warmed my feet like the sun was nudging me. Fine, I conceded, dragging myself to my room with a muttered, "You got me." I was out before overthinking it. The next week was odd, to put it mildly. It was summer break, and usually I'd be at Walmart or hanging with friends. But the doctor's orders were clear. Concussion, no stupidity. No long stands, no heavy lifting, no risks. Worked for me. I got a note, time off, and a break from low-wage grind. Not a disaster. Jobs are temporary. I dealt with headaches and enjoyed the downtime. Better than risking more trouble. Whether from work dread or a friend's overzealous basketball shot, we're a competitive bunch. I avoided going out much. The weather turned gray, clouds pressing down like a lid on the neighborhood. Even when the sun peeked through, it was a faint, watery glow that barely reached the ground, making staying in feel reasonable. So I did. I lugged the Xbox from the basement to my room. Normally forbidden, but I'd play the concussion card if questioned. No one even blinked, which felt off, like they should have cared but didn't. I stayed put, gaming, snacking, zoning out to Skyrim videos in the living room, whatever. Aside from meals, I barely spoke to my parents. Dinner chats were flat, hardly talks at all. Dad worked late, leaving right after eating. Mom was around, I could tell. Her footsteps, the floor creaking, the soft brush of her steps upstairs. But I rarely saw her. Not in the kitchen, not in the living room, only at dinner. Oddly, I don't recall her downstairs otherwise. Some groceries rotted, unusual since Mom was meticulous about that. When I mentioned it, she took me shopping, which was a nice change. I picked more of the fridge contents than usual. A plus. But in the store, I noticed stares. Not casual glances. Intense, like people were studying me or unsure what I was. Each time I caught someone, they jerked away as if caught. Their faces seemed to cycle through emotions during routine tasks. I felt threatened. Worse, as we passed, I heard them turn to watch me, the faint squeak of shoes, fabric rustling. I wanted to ask Mom, but the words choked. If she didn't notice, I'd seem unhinged. If she did, I didn't want to know. I brushed it off. After a week of neglect, my patchy beard might have made me look rough. Maybe I was paranoid. Whatever. Back home, I jumped on Xbox, scheduled a hangout with friends later, and vowed to clean up by then. All good. All good. 2 days later, nothing major. Just a growing sense of unease. Mom moved more, or so I thought. I heard her steps, soft shuffles stopping outside my door. At first, I ignored it. Maybe she was checking on me. But it felt intentional. My room was lit from the bay window, unlike the shadowy hall. Only one time of day let light near my door, and it wasn't now. That's why I shouldn't have seen anything. Yet I did. I heard her shuffle, glanced over, expecting nothing. Then, her toenails, just at the door's edge. The second I noticed, they vanished, too quick, like a mirage. The carpet showed a faint dent before smoothing out. My gut churned. Enough. No more vaping. No more denying I was hallucinating. I waited, heard her shuffle off, her door click. I exhaled, rubbed my face, stood. Time to leave. I needed friends. James, Nikki D, Tyler. The plan: sober up, ground myself, maybe mention this. On Xbox, they sounded normal. I'd only hinted at stuff, nothing alarming. Talks were about girls, memes, Rainbow Six Siege lobbies. Maybe I was overreacting. Maybe it was fine. But grabbing my keys, I felt upstairs eyes on me. Driving was out. My car was gone. My parents gave me $250 for scrap value and called it done. I grabbed my old bike from the shed, avoiding the house. No need to see Mom lurking like a horror flick trope. I'd crash into traffic first. I suppressed it, clinging to the idea I was just stoned, safer that way. With headaches, a buzz, and Tylenol, my brain might just be glitching. 20 minutes later, I reached the high school football field, hopped the fence. James, Nikki D, and Tyler were there. It was great. Daps were awkward at first, but soon we clicked. We had a pump, a football, flat after 10 minutes, and a frisbee. The sun shone for the first time since the hospital, and I felt alive. Shaved, with friends, I hoped I'd missed real connection. A hidden watch. To see their true forms unseen. I regret it. Back in my room, I locked up, shoved my dresser and chair against the door. Too much noise. Their door banged open, hitting the wall. By my phone, she was there. End of the hall, facing my door, swaying. Beyond Nikki's shifting face, this was worse. Her jaw stretched impossibly, skin taut, sagging eye bags to her lip, exposing dry lids. Hair thin, greasy, clung to her scalp. Arms bent at odd angles, fingers dangling. Only her pajama top identified her, stretched over a skeletal frame. She leaned in, head tilting like she saw through the door, then whispered, "Honey, are you awake?" Her mouth didn't move, jaw slack, lips thin, but the voice was clear, human. "I know you're up, honey. I heard you." Yeah, just moved furniture, TV spot sucked." A pause, then, "Can I see?" My throat seized. "Tomorrow," I lied. "I'm naked. Don't want to dress." "Please work." Frozen, glued to the feed, breath silent. Then, "Okay, tomorrow." Something moved in the dark corner past the stairs. An arm, thin, brittle, dropped like a puppet's. Another arm, a body, descending the wall. Ice filled me. Dad. Did he ever leave? Was he this far gone at the hospital? Irrelevant. He climbed silently as Mom whispered, "Good night, son. I love you." He passed her, same stiff gait. I'd have missed it without watching. He returned behind her. Now, 2 hours. They're outside my door. Every move they track, through wood, through quiet. It's 3:02 a.m. If I hold to daylight, I'll open the bay window, jump, Hit the garage, take the car, flee. No idea how far this goes, but I can't stay. Oh no. They're dropping low, peeking under. I may need to move now.